So we're going to start in Shavasana, lying on mat, and just feel the ground, especially in the middle of the day. We're practicing. Maybe it takes a little while just to come back to the ground, come back to the body, come back to ourselves. So I invite you to close your eyes and just feel the ground. As soon as we switch off that very powerful visual, often we can get into our feeling internal space a bit more. Let the feet fall away from each other, the arms away from the body, turn the palms to the ceiling, lengthen the back of the neck, take a deep breath in through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth, release everything. So you can feel your body, feel the edges, feel the surface, feel the heat and the coolness, different kind of temperatures of the skin, where your body is covered, where is it exposed, and just feel, feeling. And also feeling the ground through the body. So you can feel the ground supporting your body. You can also feel the different textures that your body is in contact with on the ground. Also feeling the points of the body that are more in contact with the ground, where is the weight distributed across the ground. Just feeling that earth element, that strong, that kind of weight, that space that this body is taking up. Physical space, earth, presence, physicality. And feel the physicality of the breath as well. The breath really anchors us. I'm very keen on this word anchor because it's not fixed and rigid in one place. It's kind of like, you think about a boat, the anchor goes down and holds it in a certain area so that it can move around, but it's kind of tethered, it's grounded, it's anchored. Beautiful. Let's begin to work a little bit, but slowly and steadily. We just bend the left knee, draw the left knee up into the body, and we bend the right knee and draw the right knee up in the body. We're moving purposely with slow and steady pace. Put the hands around the front of the knees, up in asana. So this is a very simple movement. Breathing in, take the knees away from your body. Extend the arms, breathing out, draw the knees into the body, lifting the head up towards the knees. So you're really curving the back as much as you can in a small ball. Then you inhale, flatten the whole back on the ground. So in this position, you really are engaging the whole of the spine pretty much. Maybe the back of the neck might be not quite engaged. In as you inhale, so the whole of the back is in the ground. And as you exhale, we're trying to curve the back as much as possible. But matching this movement with the breath. So inhaling, make space for the air, flatten the back to the ground. Exhaling, curving. Yeah. Expanding the back of the body, I suppose, in a way. Good. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. Now see, if you want to, you can extend the legs away slightly and take the arms above the head on the inhale, but only as far as you can still keep that back engaged with the ground. So nothing, not even a piece of paper can get underneath there. So it will depend on your abdominal strength. Some of you may be able to get your legs right away, some of you it may be a slight distance, but you'll feel that. And this is good if you can feel the abdominals, but then everybody on the exhale can come back to this very small little ball. You choose how far away you want to take your knees. That's completely up to you. We're expanding on the inhale and we're contracting on the exhale. This is already feeling that ground, that center of the body, that band around the center, that relationship between the abdominals and the lower back. Really important, really key relationship. Breathing in. You can play around with that distance. How far you take the knees away. Exhale, really squeeze everything out. That's the last one. Big, long inhale, matching the movement to the breath. Exhaling. It's the way of everything. Expansion and contraction. So let's just, actually, we'll take the feet to the ground now. Bring the feet close to the buttocks. We're going to come into a bridge, but a moving bridge, a dynamic bridge. So we need to have the feet really grounded. There's space between them, hips width apart, and the feet parallel. So first of all, hands flat down either side, fingers fingers are extending down towards the bottom of the mat, and the chin is very strongly tucked in. So your chin wants to touch your chest. So this movement starts, you might even want to just rock your pelvis back and forth here. So really feeling that ground, the back of the pelvis. Good, just rocking it back and forth. So how we're doing that is we're really creating a little space underneath the back. So it's almost like expanding and relaxing the belly. And then we're just pushing the back into the ground. This should be the beginning of that movement. So if you want to play around with that kind of movement. So as you start to lift, you're also drawing up your pelvic floor. It makes it much more interesting as well, and much more embodied and much more integrated as a movement. It's not just pushing up the hips, but kind of thinking about drawing up. And this, if you're familiar with Mula Bandha, it's very similar to lifting the pelvis there. That almost a similar feeling to trying to stop yourself going to the toilet. So breathing. Just breathing in and out there, rocking. Breathing in, lifting up. And breathing out, rolling the spine down, from the top down to the bottom if you can. So you'll need to really use abdominals again just to get into that last little bit of the back, so you're rolling that, not just plopping down. So it needs a lot of abdominal strength and flexibility. Breathing in. Check your knees aren't splaying out, so you're keeping those thighs really level. Thighs have to work quite hard here. And breathing out, rolling down. And as you come down, you can have that little rock on the pelvis again. Rocking up, breathing in. Opening the front of the body, rolling down on the exhale. You can do the move the arms as well if you want to, similar to how we were doing before with Apanasana. Breathing in. You'll lift the arms up. If you want to, this feels good to you. If you prefer to have your arms on the ground, you can stay with that. So it's up to you. But we're trying to coordinate the movement of the arms with the back. So inhaling, the arms reach the ground. Exhaling, the arms have to move a bit faster because they're going to try and reach the ground at the same time as the lower back just reaches the ground. So this really helps to engage the mind, gives it a very clear job to do. Coordinating the movement. Keep the movement smooth and steady and even. So that's a little job. Coordination for the mind. Keep the chin tucked in. Let's make this the last one. Full inhale. Think about the expansion of the front of the body as well as the back bend. And rolling down that spine. So really engage with your spine and your breath. And then we'll counterpose once your back is down by drawing the knees up and hugging the knees once more. Let's take this little movement in a circle. So keeping the hands one on top of each knee, and we're just drawing a circle on the ground. Breathing in as you take the knees away, breathing out as you draw the knees into the body. Now if you want to, you can do this without the hands. This is a slightly different movement. I'm just going to get to the centre a bit more. This feels slightly different. Maybe it's a bit more engagement for the abdominals. Also stirring up a little bit of that ground. Definitely with these kind of movements, definitely stir things up for me. Definitely stir up the energy. And taking the other direction. Again with the hands. Inhaling as your knees come away. Exhaling as your knees draw into the body. Yeah, just enjoy the feeling of the connection, the back of the body, back of the pelvis on the ground. With that ground element. So, keep the hands behind the knees now. I'm going to rock along the length of the spine. I'm going to come up into the middle ground, if you like. It's rocking along the length of the spine, enjoying that rocking until you come up to seated, or you can roll onto your side and come up onto all fours. Oh, lovely. All fours, tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide. Don't forget, this is a key part that often gets forgotten. It makes all the difference. If you lock your elbows at their pillars, shoulders get thrust forward and you don't get any of the benefits of opening the chest. So keep those, they're like animal arms. So you really want to kind of just get these elbows a little bit more flexible and soft right at the start. So you can just feel that. You can feel your chest as it comes forwards. In fact, let's just start moving into this cat-cow position. So knees and hips width apart here as well. Breathing in, lift the gaze. Not just the eyes, but the chest. The heart wants to come forwards and upwards, so the shoulders pull back away from each other. As you breathe out, it starts from the base of the spine. So it tucks underneath. Breathing out, arching up the back until your chin comes to your chest. And we start again from the base of the spine. It starts to lift on the inhale. Lifting and rippling up through the whole spine until the chest comes forward, the shoulders go back, and you lift your gaze. And it starts again with the base of the spine. Tucking under, arching up through the spine. So go with your breath, with the pattern of your breath. Keep the fingers engaged with the ground, keep the palms engaged with the ground. If you allow your knuckles to lift, it's going to put too much pressure on your wrists. We don't want to do that. Good. Opening the chest. Yeah, taking the shoulders back. So counteracting all that laptop work. Looking at the computer where we've got our arms forward and we're kind of round shoulder position. We're just counteracting that by opening the chest, taking the shoulders back. And if you want with this movement, close your eyes. Really feel into the practice. Focusing on the breath, it's coming in and out through the nostrils. Enjoy your spine, enjoy the movement of your breath and the spine together, working harmoniously together. Good. Okay, so we're coming to the end of that breath. Now sit back into the heels, take the arms forward into the pose of the swan. Beautiful swan, this lovely image. These wings thrust forward, bring them forward to the ground. Breathing in through the nostrils and just sighing out through the mouth. Sitting back deeply into the heels if you can. You can put the knees apart if it feels more comfortable for your body to be between the knees. Breathe deeply. As you breathe in, really feel the back ribs expand. The lungs right up to the back of the shoulders there. Explore the range of your breath capacity. It's quite a lot more than we think. Okay, so keeping the hands outstretched in front. Just open the fingers up if they've just gotten a bit lazy. Coming up on the inhale, keep the hands where they are. On the exhale, we're letting the hips come forward. We're opening the chest. Breathing in, lifting up onto all fours. Breathing out, sit back into the heels. Send the bottom right back. Breathing in. So use your breath to measure. So as you breathe out, you're going to keep coming into that back bend as long as there's out breath, but keep the shoulders going back and down away from the ears. And the inhale lifts you up always to all fours, either side. And the exhale, you keep sitting back while there's still out breath. Yeah, enjoy that lengthening. And it's surprising how much happens in the very last little bit of that out-breath, that last bit of emptying that we normally don't bother with. And it's amazing how much more inhale there is, or the deeper inhale that happens, once you've really breathed out and you empty out completely. I would say this is one of the key aspects of breathing is the out-breath and emptying out, particularly the way we live in our modern lives, which are very fast and busy, and often, encouraging kind of tension and anxiety. So the out-breath is the key. Breathing in, breathe out fully, open the chest, even look up. Shoulders really want to try and get them down away from the ears so your chest and shoulders can expand. It's the last one, sitting back into the heels, take a rest there again. Deep breath into the nostrils, bring them forward to the ground. Breathing out. This contact with the forehead, the center of the forehead. The mind is coming into the earth. Almost a feeling of just taking that into our internal world, into our inner life, the ground, the earth. Truly embodied state. So we're going to come up onto all fours again. Just bring the hands back so they're more or less underneath the shoulders again. And let's get a bit of cross motion, which really helps to reconfigure the patterns of energy. So recalibrate it really. So as you breathe in, you're going to take the left leg back, point the toe, and extend the right arm forward. Just checking you're not locking that elbow. Look what happens with that shoulder, it goes forwards. Instead, we're going to keep it nice and open and engaged. Breathing out, bring the hands and the knee down. Just doing these opposite movements. You lift the left leg, you lift the right arm, and vice versa. And if you change where you're looking, you change your perspective as well. This is actually really interesting. Start to develop a bit more balance. Where we look is very, very important for our balance. You know, if you find by keeping your eyes on one thing, it's much easier to balance. So by changing that, it helps us to get used to movement and staying balanced when we're moving and changing where we're looking, which is normally what we're doing in normal life. Breathing in and breathing out. But making this an extension, it's very deliberately an extension. Fingertip to toe is an extension. It's a long line, which is also thinking about the spine. The whole spine's getting longer on that inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. So we're just going to sit back briefly. Get the hands forwards, bring them forward to the ground. Take a deep breath in. Just to feel how that back feels. And then we're going to come back to all fours with the arms extended forwards. Keep the hands where they are. It's a perfect position for downward dog. So there's space between the hands and the knees. Tuck the toes under on the inhale. Lift the knees off the ground on the exhale. Push back. Push back through the hands. So we're not looking at the hands, we're looking back at the feet. And in fact, it's almost like the head wants to come down to the ground. This is the idea. And I would say bend your knees slightly, both of them, a bit more than you need to, so you can really focus on getting length in the spine. Pushing back through the hands, keep the hands really grounded, especially the first finger and the thumb, the base of both those digits. That's the part you really want to press into. And keeping the elbows slightly soft, they're pointing, the insides of the elbows are pointing towards each other. And you're keeping the tummy tucked in. We're not breathing into the belly, we're breathing into the chest. Now let's just start bringing the left heel down, bend the right knee. Bring the right heel down, bend the left knee. Just do a little bit of pedaling. Just see how the legs feel. Get the legs a bit more warmed up. Keep the tummy tucked in all the time. Remember, you're breathing into the chest. Make the chest really spacious. Good. And now we just come back and see if both the heels will come down a bit more. That's okay. Now we're going to walk the feet towards the hands, bend the knees, ragdoll, let the body hang. Take a deep breath in through the nostrils and breathe out through the mouth, sigh. Really useful sighing. Maybe we'll take a little swing here. So some of you might like to hold the elbows, some of you might like to just let your arms rest on the ground. Most importantly, relax the neck. You don't need to see me, you don't need to look up at the screen, you just need to let your body hang and the knees are bent. This is key. Not too much, because you're going to be, you know, that's more of a squat. It's just so that the upper part of the body can completely let go. The strength of the legs here. Now we're going to take the attention to the base of the spine. Start to feel that almost being pulled, like an invisible thread is pulling you up from the base of the spine. You leave your arms heavy, you leave your head heavy, you keep your knees bent as long as you can. Keep breathing in and out, and we're just going to slowly unravel in the most pleasurable, I hope, way. It's to be enjoyable. And that ragdoll you can incorporate into your life at any time. You know, you feel like you've been sitting at a desk a long time. Just come into that ragdoll, breathe a little bit, unravel, and you kind of rebuild very quickly. It's a quick fix, if you like. Breathing in, lift the shoulders up, squeeze the shoulders up. These little shrugs are great for releasing tension, and out through the mouth. So you breathe in through the nostrils and hold. And out through the mouth. Good, and again, one more time, breathing in. And out through the mouth. Oh, feels good. Let's just take those a bit further. Just making a bit more space between my feet so my knees can bend comfortably with those shoulder rolls. So it just starts to get the whole body a bit more involved. And I'm rolling the shoulders back, but you start to notice, oh, the elbows want to join in. But the arms just gently want to open up, and the shoulders want to open up. So you find the elbows start raising up, and then you start finding the arms following. It's a lovely way of getting into these beautiful shoulder circles, the big expansive ones. Breathe in and breathe out. This is lovely, lovely and long, and incorporating the breath, breathing in. Open up the whole front of the body. Breathing in and breathing out. Keeping the breath in and out the nostrils. Last one. Good. Let's just let the arms swing. So get the feet a bit wider. We're just Keeping that contact with the feet in the ground, but letting the arms swing. So again, we're just loosening the shoulders. Lovely, easy way. Keep breathing in and out through the nostrils. Yeah, feels good. We're going to do a big circle with now. So let the arms swing, and then we're going to just check that you can get right around without, yeah, okay. We're going right around there, and then we just let the arms swing again. We'll go the other way. Whatever way you didn't go that time. We're going to go right around and take your gaze around as well to look. We might go a little bit faster now. We'll do a couple more of these circles. Let the arms really swing. And go right around, lifting up and around. Just get everything a bit more woken up. And then the other way, right around. Don't forget to keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Okay. Let's just get those ankles a bit more woken up. So we're going to stand on the left foot, lift the right foot off the ground. I'm just going to flex the ankle. I like to hold the hips. You can hold onto furniture if you want to. I feel this just really helps to keep my sense of balance. And then rotating that right ankle, almost like you're drawing a big circle with your big toe of the right foot and the other direction. Yeah, waking up. Everything is connected. This might be a very small joint, but you know, as soon as you've got stuff going on with your ankle, you'll feel that it just has a knock-on effect. So we take care of these little joints and dropping down. And changing feet, change the weight. Let's just flex that ankle, pointing. Also finding with the heat affects the body differently. I've got a nice breathing practice as well to cool us down a bit later. And then rotating the ankle. Feel how that just works into the whole of the leg. If you take notice and pay attention, being in the calf, in the shin, into the thigh a little bit there, rotating. We're just going to let that right knee just swing. Just the knee. So you're just letting the bottom part of the leg swing. Nice, easy way to loosen that knee. I'm going to let the whole leg swing. I'm just turning to the sides because I've got more space. So we're getting a bit more into the hip there. So you need to stand quite tall through the other leg so you've got space. Doesn't matter if the foot touches the ground a little bit. You can always stand on a block as well. That's another good way. This is a great way of lengthening the psoas. With ease, without pushing or forcing, just using the weight of the leg. Good. Let's try the other leg. So I'm just going to start off just by lifting the leg and just letting the lower part of the leg just swing. Very nice for the knee, nice and easy. You know, it's important these joints keep moving, but sometimes it's good to move them without any weight on them, without any weight bearing. And it's the most easiest and safest way to just loosen and free up these absolutely essential joints and keep them really healthy. It's kind of like, you know, giving them, it's like paying attention to them and communicating with the body in a much more healthy way. Good. Rather than pushing and forcing and making that happen. Let's just some more release. Release. So we'll have a half breath. So feet hips width apart, knees are nice and bendy, getting ready to release. As you breathe in through the nostrils, it's a strong inhale, lifting up the arms, look up at the ceiling, and then out through the mouth. Bend the knees and let the arms just swing really heavily. It's like you completely let go of the arms. Breathing in, look up, lengthen, and then out. Release everything. Good. We'll do a couple more of these. You can do them in your own time when you're ready. Breathing in, it's a fresh new energy. And you want to get everything out, empty, with one ha. Okay, make it loud. One more. So we're clearing out, cleaning out, cleansing. A bit of air to push out anything we don't need today. And we'll just have a little Tai Chi twist because this is always good for loosening as well. So feet are quite wide apart, maybe as wide as your shoulders, maybe a bit more. Knees are nice and bent. And we're just twisting on our central axis. My arms aren't doing anything here. And my knees, as my body faces forward, the knees bend. So it's nice and loose. And let the arms just swing. You can look right behind you if you want to. You could even come up onto the toe. So as you turn to the left, for example, you might want to come up onto the right toe. This just gives you a bit more scope to turn a bit deeper. Let the arms swing heavily. If you're just doing this, loosen everything up and slowly. And let's just have these little body thumps just to Release any tension there. Pummeling the lower back. Just pummel with the backs of the hands. Whatever feels good, and it's going to feel good around there. It's going to feel good, I hope so. And then get the knuckles either side of the lower part of the spine, and just give that a little bit of a rub, waking up the energy of the body. You have to feel tired because we're tense, because we're in a tense state. We don't even know we're in a tense state because it's kind of chronic, and then we wonder why we're tired. Being in that tense state is very energy sapping. And then we kind of block, our energy's not able to flow. So we're just getting it to flow, to move a little bit more. Okay, we're going to, let's do a little bit of opening the sides as well, because a lot of energy gets stuck up in the sides, and a lot of our emotional stuff I find, gets stuck in the sides. So that's the feet. Actually, we have the feet about shoulder width apart. Knees soft, but not bent. Breathing in, lift the arms up. We're going to come into a palm tree, just to get the sides a bit more opened up. So my hands are just extended up. You can't see them. Breathe in to extend the arms up. As you breathe out, you're going to lean over to the left, the fingers extended. And as you lean over to the left, really think about pushing and grounding that left foot down so you can support yourself. Use the inhale to come up. And the exhale, we're lowering or bending down to the right. So if we're bending to the right, push into that right foot, into the ground, to give yourself support, breathing in. Think about the palm tree with those lovely, beautiful, flexible trunks. You know, they can really withstand a lot of storms. So the more pliable, the word I like is supple. Supple's a great word. I think it's better than flexible. If you're supple, you kind of, it's much more fluid and free flowing. If we practice in our yoga to become more supple, then we can, go with the storms. We can just move and we won't break. Good. Use reaching up on the inhale. Lower the arms down on the exhale. Then we'll come to the front of the mat and we'll come into a triangle posture. So put the weight onto the left foot, feet are hips width apart. Breathe in. I'm going to step back with the right foot into a good distance for triangle, which is about one of your leg lengths, and the feet are at right angles. So just square the hips to themselves and the long edge of the mat. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Extend the arms up. As you breathe out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the palms up, open the chest, open the heart. As you breathe out, reaching over to your left and down. Make contact with the leg, whether you reach, and then reaching up with the right hand. So you get this extension. This isn't kind of, casual. It's kind of pushing, you're pressing against that leg with the inside or outside hand. So that you can reach up and almost twist. There's a definite twist in this posture. It's slight, but it's definitely there. And why that helps is because it encourages the chest to come up, to be looking up at that hand as well as the eyes, and encourages that right shoulder to sit back. It's not bent arm, the arm's extended, but the shoulder sits back and away from the ear. Unlock the knees if that's what's happening in your body. Good. Turn the head to look up at the right fingers and breathe. Lots of length in the right side. Keep the right hip back. Good. Use the inhale to come up. You can also bend into the left knee. I find that's a really nice way to come out of the posture. And lowering the arms down on the exhale. Bend into the right knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. We're going to step in on the other side now. Put the weight onto the right foot. Step back with the left. Big step. Or the same step if you like. So now, breathe in again. Lift the arms up. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest. The palms are facing the front of your body, if you like. Breathing out, reaching over to the right and down. Make contact with the lower leg and reaching up away from that. So we're pressing against the outside leg. We're not leaning onto it. So we're really thinking about opening the chest to that hand. The heart and the hands are connected and the fingers are reaching all the time up to the ceiling. And this left shoulder's dropping away from the left ear all the time. Keep the neck nice and long. It's not relaxed. The neck's not relaxed or flopping. Everything is engaged. So feel the feet, unlock the knees. Breathe deeply. Good. Use the inhale to come up. You can bend into that right knee. And the exhale, lower the arms down, bend into the left knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Take a breath in. Let's have a little bit of a bounce just to reconfigure things, feel the ground again, remind ourselves we're on the ground. So we're just having these little bounces, and I love these. The knees are soft, and the heels are just bouncing on the ground. And let the rest of the body to be kind of floppy. So we're just shaking things up a little bit. And restarting, if you like. We're going to step back again, another standing posture. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Put the weight on the left foot, bigger step back with the right. So it might be you do it first time in one step. It might be that you've got a couple of steps to do that. But also this back foot is not at a right angle now, it's slightly forwards. Square the hips, so they're not going with that. Square the hips to the long edge of the mat. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Also lift the chest and the rib cage. Keep that lift as you bring the arms down to shoulder height. So everything is extending away from the center here. Inhale. As you exhale, bend into the left knee. At the same time, to prevent you from leaning the body forwards, you can anchor that back foot down. That lovely word again, anchoring. We're anchoring. And this is also feeling a sense of the center. The anchor here in our center. Everything extending away from that. Fingertips extending away from each other. Keeping the shoulders down away from the ears, keeping the head on top of the body. Back of the neck is lovely and long. I'm just checking that with this leg, the front leg, the important thing is that the toes and the knees are in the same configuration. So if you have to adjust, the position, because your knee is not able to go in line here, then adjust the position of the toe as well. Much better. Otherwise you're going to be twisting your knee, and that's not good. Knees are very vulnerable. Keep lifting the torso. Good. Coming up on the inhale now. Lowering the arms on the exhale. Bend into the right knee, so bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Good. Other side. Put the weight onto the right foot. Big step back with the left. Big step. Check your feet. Get your hips square to themselves on the long edge of the mat in front of you. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, you're going to bend into that right knee. The right knee is going one way, and the other dynamic in this is that left heel. It's like a bow, like a bow and arrow. It's kind of, dynamic. Tension's a bit of there is a tension in that, but it's working together. It's working with the tension. Good. And expand the fingertips away from each other. Keep the shoulders down. Keep the chest lifted. Strong belly, strong back. Everything is engaged. And it feels good to connect with the ground. You can also drop your mula bandha, your pelvic floor here for extra stability. Good. Come up on the inhale. Lower the arms on the exhale. Bend into the left knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Look, just come up and down with the breath. Connect with the breath. Connect with that air element, that lightness, but also at the same time the ground. So this is a beautiful breathing practice, simple little movement, standalone practice. So it starts off, we breathe it, we take the hands out to the sides, we start to breathe it in, the hands are coming up, and as you do this, your heels are lifting off the ground, the hands come together above the head, you turn the palms, and you're breathing out, the hands are coming down, the palms are coming down to the ground and down to the side. I'm just going to step back a second so there's more in view. Breathing in all the way up. Lift the heels off the ground. Extend the fingers to the ceiling. And as you exhale, we're coming back down to the earth. I love this practice as well because it connects the body with the breath. There is such powerful elemental kind of ideas here where we've got the air elements as we lift up vitality, and the earth as we come back down to earth. So we feel this lightness, this brightness, this energize, this power as we lift up, this forward motion. And then we find this receptive, this earth, this kind of deep kind of feeling, this bodied feeling. But feel this, and also you can just feel and actually see the circle you're tracing around yourself with the fingertips. And this is a beautiful idea. Making this beautiful circle, this energy that you are casting around yourself, Lifting the heels high, right on the tippy toes, reach up. We'll come down for the last time. This time, just let your arms float down. There's no effort at all as you breathe out, return to the earth. Just take a notice of your feet, lift the toes, place them down. Just notice how that feels. So with that, this leads very nicely into a balance. Hopefully we have more balanced feeling in our body now. And we're going to come into tree, one of my favourite balances. So good for just focusing the mind. So we put the weight onto the left foot to start, so that your right foot's still on the ground, but we're just finding that balance. Give it time. Focus your eyes, the drishti, this focused point, somewhere that's still in front of you, that you can really keep your eyes fixed on, and breathe. So everything's staying soft. It's not like, I'm going to balance, so I'm going to tighten up. Instead, just everything stays soft. And then when you're ready, you place your foot either on the ankle with the toes on the ground, or on the calf, not on the knee. The next option is on the inside thigh. Press firmly if you're on that thigh, and press that thigh back. So we're pressing toward the center line. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Lift the chest as well, lift, lift, lift. Bring the hands together, and we'll bring the hands into the heart center here. So open and lift the chest, shoulders back down. So long neck, back of the neck is long. You lift the chest, belly is strong, so we're lengthening up here. We're also thinking about the knee coming away. So again, everything is kind of extending away from the center. And the center, this center line here is being, you're thinking about that with the point of contact with the foot and the leg, but also the palms of the hands are pressing together evenly. So we're thinking about these energies, these polarities. Balance, everything in balance. We're not eliminating or pushing anything away. Everything is happening. We've got the earth below, the sky above. We are the human, or the tree that is connecting these things. Use the inhale to lift the arms up. See if you can maintain your posture. Breathing out, lower the arms down slowly. Then we just finish by lifting the knee. Give it a little squeeze if you can do that, and then see if you can let the leg just float down with ease and meet the ground. Yeah, how does it feel, the ground, the feet? And shift the weight into the right foot now. Spread the toes, check them out. Think about the roots going down from the sole of the foot. And when you feel ready, with your eyes finding the point and your breath moving, then place the foot. So do the same on this side as you did on the other side. You're pressing the foot into the thigh, press back evenly. Open that knee out to the side. So you're thinking about this knee coming to the side and the chest lifting. Everything is open in the front of the body. Breathing in. Arms above the head, and then bringing the hands into the heart center. So have a feeling all the time, this chest opening. So I like to think about the heart is wanting to go not just outwards, but upwards. Flying upwards. So the shoulders sit back, and this area, which tends to get quite kind of tensed, we're really counteracting that. So I have a lot of emphasis on that in the practices I teach, because I know how much modern life does the opposite. Good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Just enjoy the feeling of being tree. Earth below, sky above. Yeah, that elemental quality. Breathing in, lift the arms up to the sky. Breathing out, bring the hands down to the earth. Lift the knee, give it a little squeeze, and see if we can let this limb float down. Good. Good. Let's give everything a little shake. It's going to need a shake. You can shake. This is a shaking, but it's different as loosening as well. And if you just have your toe on the ground, and you can just loosen that leg a little bit, or side to side. It's kind of a nice, it's a different feeling, just loosening that, and the same on the other side. Keeping the toe on the ground, on the side to side, just loosens and frees that up a little bit. Okay. Yes, let's take the feet wide. We're going to do a wide leg ragdoll. So not too wide, comfortably wide if you like. And feet are parallel. So we're going to come into a ragdoll but with wide legs. So you're going to start off by bending the knees, and you're going to let them bend enough so that your upper body can hang. So the head's leading this, the arms are hanging forwards. It's like a kind of collapsing down, but mindfully and intentionally. The head is heavy. It's pulling you down to the ground. Let your arms rest on the ground. Let the head relax, the neck relax particularly, The knees are bent and the upper body is just hanging there. Release the whole back, feel the weight of the upper body. Breathe in through the nostrils and sigh out through the mouth. Yeah, give it some sound. It's going to feel really good to sigh. Now let's just come up onto the fingertips. So bring the fingertips into the center. Breathe in, lift the eyes, lift the gaze. Almost like the chest wants to come forwards. And then breathing out, but not letting ourselves lean forwards. We're in a kind of forward bend. The fingertips on the ground. Let's walk the fingers around to the left. Let's see how far around that leg we can go. Let's have a little explore. Okay. Keep breathing in and out through the nostrils. So we're just taking it easy. You know, it might feel like, whoa, that gets a bit uncomfortable, but we're keeping everything lively and interested by breathing consciously, softly in and out through the nostrils. The more we can do this in our practice, that awareness and that attention to our breath, the more it starts to kind of seep into everyday life. And then that's a real transformation. So now we're going to come up with a straight back. So we start straightening the legs, taking the hands to the hips and lifting the gaze forwards. Also lift the elbows so the chest is really open here. Strong legs, knees slightly soft here. So you feel your abdominals, your back. If you need extra support, put your hands on your lower back there. And use the inhale to come up with a straight back. And relax, release out through the breath. Out through the mouth. Bring the feet together. Let's have a little bit of a back bend, a small back bend to just compensate. Put the hands on the lower back, fingers pointing down. Now bend the knees, soften them. Now as you inhale, just lift the chest. And just take the hips forward, supporting the back. So we're opening the front of the body. The elbows are coming back. The shoulders are down away from the ears. You're not throwing your head back dramatically. You don't need to do that. We're just really thinking about opening the front of the hips, opening the front of the body, and giving the spine a little bit of a relief. Now lifting up on the inhale and release. Okay. Yes. Half sun salute. Not a whole sun salute, a half a sun salute, so we can really focus on our breath. By not having that extra moving through space, stepping back, just by limiting it, we really can focus on the breath and take our time to enjoy. So standing in Tadasana, the mountain, Anjali Tadasana, with the hands here in prayer position. Lift the chest, think about the position of your hips, so just thinking about the pelvic tilt there. So imagine you're pointing the tail down to the ground, and you'll feel your abdominals engage, soften the knees, feel the kneecaps are lifting, so you feel the front of the thighs engage slightly. Everything is lightly toned here. The chest is lifted, the shoulders are back, the back of the neck is long, the chin is slightly tucked in. So we're standing tall, the feet are kind of almost pressing into the ground slightly. Now dropping the hands down, inhaling, as your hands come up, you look up, you reach up, hands come together, turn the hands, and then as you turn the hands, they come down to the earth, and my knees bend and my chest comes forward. So it's not a straight leg to forward bend. Fingertips touch the ground. Now you straighten the legs as you come up. The hands, as you straighten the legs, your hands naturally come to the space just below the knees. Look forwards, open the chest. Straight back, arms and legs. We've got this triangle happening. Now forward bend with straight legs. Keep your eyes on the toes, on the ground, not on the knees. Bend the knees a lot more, so that you can push up through the legs on the inhale and reach up to the heavens, look up. So strong inhale, so strong upwards movement, and then a releasing exhale. So that's one round, breathing in all the way up. I'll go a bit faster. Bend the knees, fingertips come to the ground. Straighten the legs, arms back, hands just below the knees, look forwards, and forward bend, breathing out, straight legs. Bend the knees a lot, breathing in all the way up. Push up through the legs. Inhale strongly, breathing out, arms come down. Breathing in all the way up. Look up, breathing out. The face comes forwards, the knees bend, the fingertips touch the ground. Forward bend, breathing in. Look forwards, hands on the legs there. Strong back. Feel this in the abdominals as well. Forward bend, straight legs. Bend the knees a lot, breathing in all the way up. Reach up, look up, breathing out, arms come down. Breathing in all the way up. Strong inhale, exhaling, slow and long as the fingers come to the floor. Knees bent. Now knees straighten. Look forwards, hands on the shins. Now breathing out, forward bend, straight legs. Bend the knees a lot, breathing in all the way up. Breathing out all the way down. And we just bring the hands to the heart center once more. Take a moment to settle the breath coming in, breath going out. How does that feel? The movement, the breath, the body, kind of a little bit of fire, which sun salutes give us. This brings a bit of heat into the body. It's movement. Okay. So we're going to a bit more heat, a bit more fire in the body with a chair. So feet again, hips width apart, parallel, lift the toes, place them down. On the inhale, lift the arms up. The arms are going directly up, so we're in line with the body. And keeping that also the neck in line with the body. So it's not looking up at the hands, it's looking directly forwards. And as you breathe out, your gaze naturally starts to go towards the floor because your back of your neck is staying with that. So you're keeping this lovely long line with the arms and the back, as you're sitting back as if you were going to sit on a chair. Good. And keep breathing. We'll go to a certain point. It's almost like that's really uncomfortable in some ways, but it's just sensation. So think about the sensations that are happening here, how the abdominals feel, how the back feels. Everything is supporting each other. Strong buttock, strong legs. Now use the inhale to come up. Exhale, lower the arms down. Notice how that feels now to release that tension. Oh, it feels good. Give the legs a little shake. Yeah. The arms are going to come down to the ground in a squat. So similar but slightly different. So bring the arms in front. Extend the fingers in front of you, but bring the shoulders back in place. So the arms extended are counteracting the bottom coming back. So again, make sure the feet are hips width apart, so you've got this evenness. The knees aren't splaying out or knocking together. So as the bottom comes back, the arms go forwards to counterbalance all the time. Keep breathing in and out as you're going down, if you need to and when you need to, depending on your Achilles here, because some of us the heels come up. Then catch yourself with your hands behind you. Extend the legs out in front. Just bounce the knees up and down a little bit. And breathe. Enjoy. Good. Let's just bring the knees up. Hug the knees. Come into this little egg position. Just to relieve. That's going to feel good for the whole back. Just kind of rounding the back again. Letting the face fall onto the knees. Hugging yourself, feeling your physical body. Breathe in through the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. Feel that softening the back of the neck, back of the body. How that feels just to release there, back of the pelvis as well. Now we're going to slightly change that. So it's more of the cosmic egg, as we call this. So you start to sit up tall. And you're holding onto these knees. And we're just going to lift the toes off the ground. Or it might have the toes just on the ground. I mean, it could be that your thighs are in contact with your body. It could be slightly away, but they're opening the chest and keeping the back upright, the shoulders back. Okay. You have your fingers interlinked. That feels nice too. Cosmic egg. Okay, relax the legs down. Slide the legs away. Come into a seated forward bend. So what's helpful to begin with is taking the fleshy part back. You can kind of shuffle forwards to do that too, but I think that's easier. So if it's okay for your legs in this position, some people are going to find that very, very uncomfortable. You can sit on a cushion. You can also have some support underneath your knees here if you wish. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. Breathing in, lift the arms up, look up at the back of the hands. And now as you come forwards, think about the chest coming forwards, not your hands coming forwards. If your hands come forwards, you're kind of lost. Whereas if you just relax your arms, but they're coming forwards, but the chest is leading this. The chest is always leading. Good. Once you get your hands on your legs or on the ground, wherever they are, some of you may be able to reach the toes, but only if you're not having to punch. You really want to get the chest in front of the shoulders. Come away a little bit on the inhale. Lengthen the body, and as you exhale, again, take the chest forwards. Rather than looking at the knees, look at the toes. This helps the chest to come forwards. Straight back, so we're really getting into the whole back here. It's coming forwards. The chest is coming forwards, the tailbone is going away. So we get this dynamic. Think about that. Think about the tail going back towards the wall behind you and the chest coming towards the big toes there. Breathe deeply. And the key part, as always, is the out breath. It takes a bit of time, this posture. I always like to take a bit more time for that out breath and for that release. Because then you get to feel it and then you are more confident with that. So let's just walk the hands up the legs. Nice and easy. Nice easy way of coming out of that. Bend the knees. Put the feet on the ground. Put the hands behind you. But we're coming to a little tabletop. So lifting up. Breathing in. Yeah, just hold that for a second or two. And then we'll lower down. It's just a little counter pose. Extend the legs. Get them out to enough of them. I'm going to do a little breathing practice before we come into a relaxation. And this is our, don't do this very often because it's usually not hot weather. And it's perfect breath for cooling. I'm coming closer to you so that you can see what I'm going to do. And there's two versions of this. One is Seat Kali and one is Sita Ali and one is Seat Kali. So Seat Kali is one way of doing it. And if you're not able to do that because of your the way your mouth is created, then you do Seat Ali. So there's two options. So Seat Kali, you make an O shape with your mouth, and then your tongue is rolled. So those of you who can roll your tongues, you do Seat Kali. And it's like you suck up the air on the inhale, as if you were sucking it in like a straw. So it's, on the exhale, you close your mouth and release. If that's not something you can do, and that's just a genetic thing, then you do it the Sitali version, which is you kind of like put your teeth together and expose your teeth as much as possible. Take your lips away, and you breathe in through your teeth. This is the cooling breath. And again, you close your lips and breathe out through your nose. So choose which one you want to do. And close your eyes. Once you've got that, I'll show you again. Seat Kali. It's like a O shape with the mouth. And its tongue is slightly stuck out if you can manage that. You're drinking in the air through a straw, cooling breath. It's very calming, this as well. So we'll just do this for a couple of minutes here. Either doing this in a very relaxed way, relaxed belly, everything is open. A couple more of these to finish. Just sit for a moment. See how that feels, feel the impact. And then whenever you're ready, just taking that and lying down in a relaxed position. So you can either lie in Shavasana on your back, arms away from the body, feet, space between the feet, back of the neck long, chin tucked in slightly. Close the eyes. Whatever you do, you're going to close the eyes. Some of you may prefer to lie in semi-supine with the feet on the floor, the knees raised. And some of you may want to treat yourself by having your legs up against the wall or just putting the legs up on some furniture that's nearby. So just take a bit of time to come into your relaxed posture. We're going to have a few minutes on the ground here. The relaxation, elemental relaxation. So feeling the ground beneath your body. Maybe just releasing that last little bit of tension out from the body. Breathe in through the nostrils and sigh out through the mouth. You can do that a couple more times if you feel you need to, or it feels good to do so. Breathe in through nostrils, maybe even make some sound. Good. And then just let your breath settle. Soft, easy breath. Just feeling the ground beneath you, feeling the flow of the breath. Maybe this watery kind of flow of the breath. The breath coming in and the breath going out, like the wave of the ocean. You imagine the water coming back and forth. Nothing, it's just the forces of nature. Same as with your breath, forces of nature just doing all the work for you. You don't have to do anything. It's just breath coming in and breath going out. Breath is taking care of itself. You can imagine the breath like a wave, as if your body is the beach and the water is the breath, and it's coming over your body, washing away anything you don't need, clearing and cleansing, breathing in fresh new energy, fresh new vitality. And as it breathes out, the wave of the ocean washes away, takes away all the rubbish, all the detritus. And feeling the space around you, feeling the air around you, the different temperatures of the air inside the body, the air outside the body, space. Notice if your mind is creeping in ideas and to-do lists and worries and concerns and all these thoughts that are always happening. Just don't worry about them. Try to notice when your attention has become hooked and captured. And when you notice that, just unhook, just let it move along its way, allowing the thoughts to come and go, come and go, come and go, loosening the grip, and softening. That is the air element, the thoughts, the mind. You just notice it like another element. And I want to bring your attention into your heart center. This little flame in the heart. Constant flame. Constant awareness. It flickers and changes, but always there. It might be very tiny. This little fire in the heart. This little spark. An inner spark of light. And just feel the air around the heart, the space around the heart, just moving gently. Gently kind of holding that flame. Giving it energy. Feel your whole self totally relaxed. So we come to the end of the relaxation and start to just come back to yourself. Start to bring your mind out. Start to move your hands and feet, your fingers and toes. Start to breathe a little deeper. Breath coming in, breath going out. Deepen your breath. And start to maybe move your limbs. Maybe give yourself a good stretch on the ground. Give yourself a good stretch. Deepen your breath. Take a deep breath in. Re-energize. Re-enter. Re-entry into the world. So taking your mind out, becoming more external once more. Or maybe you might want to hug your knees, just again to wake up your back, wake up your body, come back into your day. So hug your knees, maybe bend your knees, and take your time just to come back. Move your body. Yeah, body knows what to do. Just start to move and feel. How does the body feel now? How do you feel now? Do you feel different? And as you ground and come back to seated, take your time. You can take all the time you need. Just rubbing the body a little bit, rubbing the arms and legs back a little bit. Just see if you can cover the whole surface of your body, face. Yeah, so you're becoming more external and feeling this wonderful body. And actually really just have a sense of maybe gratitude. Let's have some gratitude for this body, for this life. And let's finish by rubbing the palms together, making some heat and energy between the palms of the hands and placing that heat and energy over the heart center. Close your eyes. And we close the practice with our intention, or in the Sanskrit, our sankalpa. So bring into your heart or your mind your intention. So it's a sentence, positively framed. It might start with something like I am. And say that to yourself. And imagine that phrase is like a seed that you're planting in this heart space, this heart garden. Giving it warmth and energy, and most of all, your attention. Any time in the day you kind of need to remind yourself, just touching gently the heart and reminding yourself of that intention. Breathing in, breathing out. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Good work.